All right, board fam, we've got to talk about Sydney Sweeney. All right, so it seems she's finally ready to address all of the drama surrounding things that have happened with her, the American Eagle ad, all of the accusations, all of the rumors. She wants to address it, and she did so in an article over at People magazine. Now, before we get into this and read this, I want to just do like a little snapshot of some of the drama that has surrounded Sydney Sweeney and how we got to where we are today. First and foremost, Sydney Sweeney is the darling, the trophy of MAGA, of conservatives, of some Republicans, the alt-right people. She is a trophy up on the shelf. Remember the SNL monologue she did where they kept sharing the picture and saying, Sydney Sweeney healed the world with this monologue. And we had to listen to all of that. But then she did this ad for American Eagle. We're going to look at the ad here. She did this ad for American Eagle. And this one sort of changed things for everybody. Let's take a look at the ad, just so you guys are aware of what this ad was when it came out.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes.
And obviously that ad was a dog whistle to a bunch of racist people. I know I've had people that I even talk to regularly that have tried to dismiss this, and I've had to explain to them the reason why you don't see the racism in it, the reason why it's not a problem for you, is you were not the target audience. The target audience that this ad was meant to entice, like the people that were meant to hear it, the wavelength they were supposed to get on this, it worked. They heard it. And then they came out and said that a bunch of people on the left were mad about this ad. I hadn't even seen this ad. When people were saying apparently people, progressive people, people on the left, whatever, hated this ad, I was like, what ad are you even talking about? I hadn't seen it yet. So they understood the assignment, and she played a part in it. But this isn't the only thing that's happened with Sydney Sweeney that's been problematic. A couple of years ago, she was at her mom's birthday party here, and they shared some photos online, and you see her with her family. And some of those photos, we're going to scroll down here, included people wearing MAGA attire and Blue Lives Matter. Now, this doesn't mean that Sydney holds these beliefs. Like, this alone in a vacuum doesn't mean that. But you start putting things together and you're like, okay, so the American Eagle ad with the dog whistles in it, the party she was at with her family where a chunk of her family members are MAGA, Blue Lives Matter, all of that. And then you find out that Sydney Sweeney has been a registered Republican in Florida since June of 2024. Now, does this mean that she voted for Trump? Well, we can fact check this as well over at PolitiFact. Actor Sydney Sweeney says she voted for Donald Trump. That is a false statement. No evidence actor Sydney Sweeney said she voted for Donald Trump. So she never said that she did. But she's registered as a Republican. She's never said she didn't vote for Donald Trump. So all of these things sort of led us to where we are now. And that is a string of not great box office numbers for her. We got some flop-arenas here, some flop-arellas. We have Madam Web, which isn't listed in this tweet because that was not from this year, but she's just been in a lot of movies that have underperformed. Now, of course, there are movies that she's been in that have been okay. Anyone But You and Immaculate, but the bar was low on Immaculate. I think it was a horror movie with a really low budget, so that one, it was a success, but it's a horror movie. Horror movies have low budgets and they end up doing okay in the box office regardless, if we're talking financially. But in general, it looks like the movies that she's been in financially have just underperformed and not done well, signaling that all of the people on the right that she was courting do not show up at the box office to support her, even through all of this stuff, being a Republican, presumably voting for Donald Trump, having family members that are MAGA, Blue Lives Matter, doing an American Eagle ad where there's a dog whistle, then doing an interview last month where they gave her an opportunity to speak back against the ad, and she did not. She refused to comment, and she made some dismissive statement about that as well. And that brings us all the way back to the statement that she has made to People magazine. Now, I want to read this out to you, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it and why I think this is a PR thing. But let's go through it and see, you can make up your own minds. Sydney Sweeney tells People that she doesn't support the views that people connected her American Eagle ad campaign to. I was honestly surprised by the reaction. I did it because I love jeans and love the brand. I don't support the views some people chose to connect to the campaign. Interesting way to phrase that, but let's continue. Many have assigned motives and labels to me that just aren't true. Anyone who knows me knows that I am always trying to bring people together. I'm against hate and divisiveness. In the past, my stance has been to never respond to negative or positive press, but recently I've come to realize that my silence regarding this issue has only widened the divide, not closed it, so I hope this new year brings more focus on what connects us instead of what divides us. This, to me, fam, reads like a PR statement to do damage control over many, many controversies that have plagued Sydney Sweeney over the years. The fact that she doesn't seem to understand the problem with the ad and puts the blame on the perception of the ad is a big issue for me. When she says, I don't support the views some people choose to connect to the campaign. It's not really a connection thing that people chose to do. Like, literally, it is a eugenics ad. And there is no humor in it or turn of phrase on it because you are a white woman with blue eyes, which is what a lot of the eugenics, white supremacy stuff plays into. If you would have been someone who wasn't a white woman and you did it as like a joke or a play on words or something like that, the ad would have been seen in a different way. We all know that. We're not stupid, Sydney. I'm sorry. I don't even think you wrote this. I think some PR person wrote this for you. And then you go, many have assigned motives and labels to me that just aren't true. Well, if they're not true, you could have spoken out about them at any point in time, but you chose not to, and you are here. So the issue is that a lot of folks out there believe that you support racism and you pander to like a crowd of white nationalists, of all these incel MAGA people, right? You have to address it head on, okay? And I don't mean you have to say, fuck MAGA or anything like that. But something I think most people would appreciate is if you actually said, I don't support racism, or I'm not a racist person, or something like that directly addresses what the problems are. This to me feels dismissive of any of that. It seems like you don't even want to acknowledge that that was the issue with the ad, and that you're putting the blame on the people who watched the ad who said, wait a minute, this is some white power shit. And you're like, oh, that's not the ad, and, or whatever. And it's odd to me that this comes out right after you were replaced by Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is the new face of American Eagle following Sydney Sweeney controversy. This was just a week ago. So just a week ago, you lose that ad campaign, Martha Stewart picks it up, and now you have something to say about it? Now you have something you want to get off your chest about it? Look, I'm not out here trying to get Sydney Sweeney canceled. If people decide not to support her, she's going to cancel herself. There's nothing we can do about that, right? I'm not out here advocating for that. Matter of fact, the people that she's been dog whistling to anyway aren't really supporting her. So it's not like progressive people are the ones that are going to be responsible for her being canceled. It's going to be the people on the right that do not go out and spend money to support the projects she's associated with. Matter of fact, I looked before I even started this video. The stock valuation for American Eagle actually went up when Martha Stewart came on after Sydney Sweeney was gone. So it was a benefit for them to switch it up as a company because the negativity around all of it seems to be directly connected to Sydney Sweeney. I don't know if I'd place all the blame on her for this. Obviously, American Eagle as a company, they're the ones that put the ad out. They're the ones that paid someone to come in and do it. So they're not free of blame in that at all. I don't really buy American Eagle anymore anyway, but I guess it's still a brand that some people are into. Not me. So I can't really boycott a company that I was never buying anything from in the first place. Nevertheless, what do you think about Sydney Sweeney's apology? Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? What do you think about the lack of support for anything that she's put out? 3 movies this year that people weren't going out and watching. What do you think about that? I'm very, very curious if you buy this, if you believe it. Do you think we should give her another opportunity? Or are you already done with Sydney Sweeney and you're moving on? Let me know in the comments below.